Look, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. I do have a question though. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, why am I not growing like I should be? You got the goals, you got the vision, you even got the potential, but somehow, some way, you still end up in the same place. Well, let me tell you why. It's not your habits and it's not your circumstances, but it's your proximity. Because whether you believe it or not, you are the average of the 5 people you put yourself around. And the real reason that's true is because of something deeper. It's called the law of proximity. You see, you're not stuck, you're surrounded. Let me paint a quick picture for you. They're 2 young men, same age, same talent, same potential. But one stays in an environment where nobody works out, nobody reads, everybody complains, and everybody blames others. But the other guy, he puts himself around people who wakes up early, trains hard, speaks life, and chases purpose. Now you fast forward a year. One of those guys will be making excuses while the other one will be making progress. But what changed? It wasn't their potential. It was their proximity. You see, what you have to understand is your environment will either explain your life or excuse it. You see, the law of proximity says who and what you stay close to will shape who you become. And this happens in 3 ways. Number 1, exposure changes your thinking. Now, this means if all you hear is negativity, then you will start thinking negative. But if you hear positive, uplifting people, that will encourage you to become more positive and uplifting yourself. And number 2, reputation is what builds habit. You see, reputation is the father of learning. So what you see daily is what you're going to do naturally. And number 3, whatever you normalize is going to be the standard, meaning if dysfunction is normal, then growing is going to feel uncomfortable. And I say that because what's normal around you will become normal within you. So let me tell you how this really happens. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly. You don't just wake up one day and say, I want to be average. No, what occurs is that you start hanging with average people, and then that results into you skipping workouts, wasting time, and entertaining stuff that you used to avoid. And little by little, you begin to drift from motivation, ambition, and confidence. You see, you don't fall off, you fade off. And the scary part about it, you don't even notice it because everybody around you doing the same thing. Now let me make this clear. This is not just motivational. This is also spiritual, because Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise. Not pray with the wise, not watch the wise, but walk with them. You see, that's proximity. And then if you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, it warns you, bad company corrupts good character. Not weak character, good character. Always remember, you can still be good and still get pulled down by who you're around. Now let's be real, the 5 people aren't just the people who you physically hang around. It can be the people who you text every day, who you watch, who you listen to, or who even influences your decision making. For example, your 5 can be social media, negative friends, people with no vision, direction, purpose, and then you wonder why your life feels stuck. But the truth is, if your circle has no direction, then your life won't either. Now, let me flip it to someone who decides, I'm done staying in environments that's not going to help me grow. So they start getting around disciplined people, listening to wisdom, and stop being the most experienced in the room so that they were able to learn new things. Now, at first, it's uncomfortable. Why? Because they have to fill out the place, make adjustments, and get comfortable. But over time, they level up. Why? Because their proximity pulled them up. That's why it's imperative to get around people who make you feel small in the right way. Now, how do we apply this law of proximity in our lives? Well, the first thing you have to do is audit your circle. Meaning, ask yourself, is this person helping me grow, or are they holding me back? Number 2, you have to change your proximity. You see, you don't need motivation. What you need is a new environment. And number 3, every day, make sure you are being intentional. Meaning, get around discipline, get around faith, get around purpose and growth. And look, you might be a loner, an introvert, or even shy. But guess what? You can start with mentors. You can start with podcasts. You can even read books. But choose something, because what's going to happen is, if you don't choose the circle you want to be around, the circle you're around is going to choose your future, and you might not like it. You see, when you change your proximity, you change your average, and when you change your average, you change your life. Show me your circle, and I'll show you what your future look like. As always, I hope this message helped at least one person. I will be back at you again tomorrow with another one. Until then, I need you to keep your head on the swivel, love yourself, and only help who wants to be helped. I love y'all. I'm out!